So it's been a very, very busy news day. There have been a lot of videos out by content creators much bigger than I am, talking about the Supreme Court's decision and Trump immunity stuff. And I didn't see that Biden made a remark. If you guys didn't know that, Reuters has the article. You can find it. The headline title is Biden warns Supreme Court presidential immunity ruling is dangerous precedent. Here's where I have a problem with this, and here is why we're gonna have a problem with the election. Here is why Biden is going to lose support. And here is what it is. So the Supreme Court made the decision. Sotomayor dissented in that. And I'm trying to find the line here because there's a bit to the article. Biden said, "This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States," Biden said, reading from a teleprompter. So he put that statement out, and then he says, "It's a dangerous precedent because the power of the office will no longer be constrained by law. The only limits will be self-imposed by the president alone." And then he goes on to say, "Now the American people will have to do what the court should have been willing to do, but will not do. The American people will render judgment on Donald Trump's tenure." How? How are we supposed to render that when essentially we can't even affect things via votes anymore because we're losing that ability? That's not what pissed me off the most. We'll get to that one. But he says, "Now the man who sent the mob to the U.S. Capitol is facing potential criminal conviction for what happened that day. The American people deserve to have an answer in the courts before the upcoming election." And so he's talking about, Trump obviously and his role in spurring the riots that happened. And so, it's difficult because he's admitting that it basically gives the president unlimited power. And then this is the line that pissed me off. He says, "I concur with Justice Sotomayor's dissent today. So should the American people dissent, I dissent. May God bless you all. May God help preserve our democracy. We don't need an imaginary man here. We need the president, the man who just said the words that the president has unlimited power, to do something about this." It's almost like out of all of this, Biden is looking around and going, "God, it's a shame nobody can do anything about this. This is horrible. I mean, the president having unlimited power. Do something then. Dump the Supreme Court. Get new people in. Start using executive power to do that. If the president can do whatever he wants, as everybody's saying this law states, then why isn't the current president doing anything, regardless of what's coming up for the election?" I mean, geez. You basically been handed a ruling that says you have unlimited power and you were doing nothing. So I don't know how many people are expected to follow along with the vote for Biden because of Trump thing, because people are already having a hard enough time with that. Now, I know where my vote's going to be because I feel we have no other option at this point. But, God, man, Biden literally has unlimited power to do what he wants at this point per the ruling. And I know some other content creators are like, no, there's limitations, but Biden should still be trying something. This whole thing he said here basically reads as, well, I guess there's nothing I can do, so I'm not going to do anything. Not only does he look feeble now, he looks inept. And it is not any good for anybody. And the really shameful part about this is if Biden doesn't drop out and we don't get a better candidate and Trump ends up making it, then the next 4 years are going to be more than disastrous for a lot of people. And I know there are a lot of people on the right-wing side of things celebrating right now because they're too ignorant to understand what's happening. They don't get it. But this is such a blight. Biden can do a number of things, and he's choosing not to. Or just doesn't. I don't even know that he's in control of anything anymore. Is Biden being handled by other people? Does he have handlers like we saw some other politicians have when they were too old to do anything? Or, what is going on? So I really hope that I'm wrong on this and that this is a statement made and that Biden is doing something in the background or the Biden team is doing something to maybe reverse some stuff and provide some protections. That would be kind of the thing we need right now, but I just don't see it happening. And I really, if we're going to say Trump has unlimited power and then Biden does, then Biden is technically the only person that can do anything about this right now to make sure that convictions stick on Trump. Because there is a good possibility, as others have stated, that once Trump makes it into office again, he will just pardon himself and everybody on January 6th. If you thought it was bad prior when people who were on the right side went after people of color and LGBTQ, when their king is allowed to do what he wants, they're going to take it as they can do what they want. They're not going to try to hide their actions anymore because even if they get arrested, they're going to feel like he's going to bail them out or they're going to get off. And they're going to be more violent and more brazen. They're not going to worry about hiding their faces anymore. because they'll think the crimes they're doing are just because they're part of the presidential business. They'll think they're doing something for the president. And that is just one of the myriad things that is so dangerous, and it's going to be dangerous coming up if we lose Biden out and don't get another Democrat in, and if Trump makes it in. That's just what's going to happen. So I'm really, really disturbed by what's taking place. And the fact is, we the people can't really do much about it. We haven't been able to for a while. And we're reaching that point where it's just complete takeover by really bad things. So, and yeah, can't wait to see how this spells out. Sorry for the long video, guys. Just a lot going on.